Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. Episode 9 of fan modeling, and today we're going to finish optimization. In last section we optimized most of the parts, but we only optimized the polygon count and stuff. Now we're going to talk about optimization about parts which won't be seen by a camera from all the angles. And then we're going to talk about UVs a little bit, about optimization for UVs, multiple ways how to optimize for UVs. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, so right now you look at the model, and first of all, I want to say that it's always best to keep everything in parts like this, because later when you bake stuff, when you're creating normal map, you will see. I'll talk about that later, but basically you will get less artifacts. So for now, just know that it's better to have everything like this in parts. Okay, so yeah, right here, so we got here the fan low, and then we got here the fan high. This has all the details and stuff. Okay, so now let's just open up the fan low, and now see which faces won't be seen. So for example, this part, you can go ahead and open it, and this face at the bottom, it will never be seen, so you can simply go ahead and delete it. And then again, so about UV unwrapping, so we basically have a piece of geometry which will be, basically we'll have to just cut everything so that it could be laid on a flat piece of paper, basically, because we are going to take an image and then we are going to just overlap each face like this on the image, just basically stretch everything. Okay, you'll see that later, but for now just remember that you want to have the smaller amount of mass, basically the better. So for example, right now this extends way further there, right, like right here, it extends long way even though it's not even seen. So we can just actually raise it to here when it's just about to get lost, basically. So this is better because you'll have more texture space, which means that you'll have more resolution for your mesh and you'll get better UV textile density. But we'll talk about all that stuff in the next episode. For now, just know that when you're optimizing, don't just create something like a huge parts which will be invisible like this. Optimize it as best as possible like that. And also we deleted the face at the bottom. Okay, now that's fine. You could argue that you could delete this ring of faces because will it ever be seen? Well, not really. It won't be really seen. So, but in this case, let's just keep it clean. I mean, it's up to you. You could remove it, but I won't do it right now. Okay, then let's see here. So now remember that this is going to be a grid, basically a grill, so it will be see-through, so we are going to actually see everything inside of here. So we can't really optimize it a lot, but let's see here these faces. Let's just go into them. These faces, they won't be seen. Okay, this one will be seen, never mind. It will be visible. And then what about this one? Well, you could delete this actually. Just go ahead and delete this. It's actually fine. Won't be really visible. And now let's just do the same thing with these parts. Oh, and I forgot to enable scribe. As always, that's a tradition. Okay, so this one, okay, this one is visible, so we can't remove that one. Okay, so these three faces, delete. Okay, so that's just getting rid of only few faces, and it doesn't mean too much, to be honest. It doesn't matter too much. So you could skip this part, removing these, but it's just a good practice. Okay, so then what I like to do is just hide parts which I already made, and then just Alt-H, look at the mesh, and maybe we'll find something else that we can remove, and then Control-Z. Okay, so this part, this face right here, we can almost remove it, but remember that this is going to be a grill again, so it will be visible. So so yeah, so we can't do that. So and basically right now I'm just selecting parts, pressing H to hide them, and then Alt H looking to see if everything if some faces can be deleted, and then just Control Z to go back. So for example, like this face, this row, it can almost be deleted, but I mean, you could add here like a loop cut right here, and then delete this ring right here, just faces. Alt H, and just quickly hide this to see. Oh, okay, so this is a whole part. This is a whole part that covers everything, you see? So let's just go back and just H, oops, go back. And yeah, actually in this case, let's just go ahead and delete the whole thing. But I'm going to show you a really useful thing again. If you go and enable box cutter, select this, and then in here, just go ahead and select knife, and then just go ahead and cut like this. Boom. And basically you're going to create a whole nice loop right here. And if you select these vertices and just, okay, not these ones, only these ones, and press delete, you'll get this right here. Boom. And now I'll just hide all the cutters for now so that they don't mess up everything. Okay, so this I cut a little bit too far, so I'm going to just select, oops, I'm going to disable this. I'm going to select the whole edge loop and just GUI a little bit. I mean GX, and move it a little bit, like this. Okay. So what we basically did is we just simply removed this this thing from inside, because this covering covers everything, and even if we hide this, everything is still there. So it was just basically double geometry there, which we don't need. Okay, then this face again, it won't be visible if we unhide everything, and even if we hide this, it won't be visible, you see, so it's fine. Yep, so now that's fine. Let's just actually hide this and move on from here. So right now these faces, they extend maybe a little bit too far. Let's just reduce how much they extend. And now this thing here, this thing can definitely be optimized a lot. So I'm going to just go into this mode, select this, and then Control plus 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 plus. Keep on pressing Control plus. And then maybe somewhere here, just delete faces. Let's see. Oops, that's way too far. Let's just go back a little bit. Somewhere here. Nope, still here. Okay, there we go. So now you see it's optimized. It ends right there. Okay. Now this pipe, you see, it shouldn't go this far. So let's just go ahead and shrink it down like this. And then I think it has too big of a bevel, so let's just look at the bevel. I'll remove this one, 1, and then N, and then okay, so this thing here for this, actually we don't even need bevel on this, just because we are going to delete these things anyways, because it won't be visible. Right here, you see, it's not visible, those ends. Okay, now for this part, yeah, we can't do much with this part, so there we go. Let's just hide all this stuff, and this thing, and then this thing, and now we optimize this one. Now for, oh, what the hell is going on in here? What the hell is going on in here? Is it like a mount or what? Yeah, so it was just a mount for some reason. Okay, so I just reduced that. Okay. Now this top face, it won't be visible to be honest, so just delete this. Well, it will be actually visible. Okay, yeah, it will be visible in here. So for something like this, you can just go ahead and maybe make here a cut with a knife. Same thing on the other side, and then just delete this in here. So it doesn't look like much right now. It looks like, oh, but it's just one face. Actually, if you want to see the real amount of faces that you're deleting, press Ctrl T. That's going to triangulate everything. And now if you look at this, you have selected 20 faces right here, you see? I selected 20 faces. Because everything will be triangulated like this when you're going to import it into a game engine. So just go ahead and delete all of those. And yeah, so boom. Now you see this part is visible right here, and then everything else is just deleted. Okay, so you just optimized basically 20 faces. Okay, so boom, there we go. Okay, we have this screw right here. Okay, now I'm thinking, do we really need to continue the whole way through this? I don't think so. We can just basically create an edge, slide this. Okay, you might ask why am I not deleting everything fully? It's because I want this bevel to be visible. This bevel has to be visible, that's why I'm not deleting everything. And you can still see a little bit from here when you're rotating, so that's why I'm not deleting the whole thing. So face, you see? Well, you could see that, okay, I see this in here, but if we hide these faces, they really see it, like, come on, it's invisible. We can just optimize it. The same thing with this, maybe we can just do it. So that's a quick trick. There's a vertex, you can if you want to do it precisely to the sides, you can just mirror it. In this case you could, I think, because it's identical part, but let's just do it simply. So you select this and you add an edge loop and then Control B, and this is going with one segment, just with one segment. This is going to offset everything equally, and maybe something like this in faces. And now even if we do this, it's fine actually, you see. It's not really visible. Okay, so now if this would move, if this would be animated and if this would move, make sure that then you keep the whole bolt and everything, preserve the whole thing. But right now it's not going to move. The only part that's going to move will be this one, and then the fan itself is going to move, and then the thing at the top, which is hidden, this thing right here, is going to basically rotate, I think. And then propellers, of course. Yeah. And then this whole head is going to move like this. Well, not from this point, you'll see, but yeah, it won't be really moving. Okay, now this part, just move it a little bit in, and then delete the face. Fine. Yep. Now everything here is optimized. That's optimized as well as this thing. Now this thing right here. Well, you could actually delete almost the whole thing, I think. Just like we told before, like this, and that faces. You don't really see anything in here anyways. This part is what matters actually. So that's good, that's optimized. And now wait a second for this. For this thing, let's just delete these two rows right here. Maybe we can actually even delete this one. Not really, it's not easily selectable. Although we could do it actually. Yeah, let's just actually delete the whole thing in here. Okay, so another selection method is you hold the Control and Shift and you click, and it's going to just try to find its way towards that area. It doesn't work always perfectly, but it just tries to find the path. And just like this, boom. And now I see here's a small face as well. If we could just select that. Oh, come on. Press 5 to go into orthographic view, and you can just alt and middle mouse click on this spot and then just zoom it in as much as you want and select it. And now X faces. And now let's just alt H, unhide this, alt V. Yeah, that's fine. It's not really visible. And we are going to save a lot of geometry here. Okay, let's just hide everything at the top. We already optimized everything in there. Okay, and now for the other part, we are not going to select everything. We're going to just use HardOps and just mirror it to the other side like this. So with HardOps mirror, you just press Alt X in object mode, and you see you got different options. If you press H, you see here, you can go into advanced mode, you can go into simple mode, and again, you got a lot of different things in here, so just play around with them. But basically we have here modifier, so this just means simple modifier. This means new modifier, it would add another one on top, so second mirror, then modifier and apply, so simple, that's just adding mirror modifier and applying. Bisect modifier, okay, so this bisects the mesh and then mirrors it. This is just simple bisect. And then symmetry, this is basically what mesh machine does, and this just flips. So I mean, we could just do symmetry in this case. There was a shortcut I remember as well, mirror menu, so it's D. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so you just Alt X and then D, and you select what you want. So in this case, symmetry, you select it and boom, you see. So symmetry is just basically the same thing as me going into edit mode, selecting everything, and then pressing Alt X and doing it with mesh machine. That's the same thing. And you see, you don't see here a mirror modifier because it just duplicates it. Okay, so there we go. Do we need this vertex? Not really, I don't think so. Yeah, so just dissolve that. Well, so the shading now holds very nicely. I could try to optimize everything a lot more, but I like how the shading looks, so I might not do it. Maybe these things. Yeah, maybe these things too. No, not really. They get very flat. Okay, yeah, so just these things right there, and now maybe these things right here. Yeah, that's actually fine. Although we start seeing this huge error in here. Okay, so we don't see them right here. Okay, so that much. And now just Alt X, and this will be saved. It will remember that you selected this. So then you don't need to keep on pressing D and selecting this. So there is one more thing. So let's say you want to quickly mirror, so just simple mirror, so just Alt X and then press X once more, and it just resets everything. You see, now it's modified. And now again, if you want to just do symmetrize, just Alt X, D, and symmetry, as easy as this, and you click. Okay, and now it creates this edge in the middle, so just remove it. Okay, so now we optimize this even further, but you see here at the bottom, we need to delete here some more stuff, because this bottom is not visible at all. So I just pressed Control plus multiple times, and just faces, boom. Now that's good, you can hide this piece. And now with this piece, let's just go into this mode. So I'm just going to, so there are a few ways to select the whole mesh, like this. This is the joint, so you can just hover your mouse and click L. Just hover mouse on the object which you want to select and press L. Or you can actually select one thing in here and hold Control and press L. It's the same thing, like this. Okay, so I select the whole thing and just H to hide this. And then here I'm going to just so I would like to delete all the faces in here, the whole edge loop around, but then again I will lose the small bevel in here. and it will actually be visible. Well, we could try to do that, and let's see. Let's just experiment. Let's see how much it will be visible. This part is a little bit too low poly already, to be honest. Well, you know what? It's actually fine. Let's just do it. We're going to save polygons. L, H, and you just select the whole edge loop in here. Faces, boom. So the bottom has to remain, the top here has to remain, so just delete those things. And now here, these buttons right here, go ahead and S. I mean, we can do it like this. Just remember that if you scale something in object mode like this, you need to always go ahead and apply the scale. So I wasn't doing it, but I'm going to apply all the scale after we're done right now, because I missed, I scaled some parts before like this at the top there, and I never applied, so yeah, you need to apply the scale. In this case, I'll just go into this mode, select the bottom, and just move it up, because it's something that we don't need. And select all the bottoms like this, and F faces, boom. Okay, so now this is done. This is done. Cool, 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 cool. That's done, nice. Okay, so now go ahead and apply scale for everything. So select everything, Control A and scale. And then, yeah, okay, so this thing, it messes up sometimes bevels. So just be aware of that and change some bevels. Yeah, sometimes it happens, and it's very annoying actually. Okay. Oh wow, this time it messed up big time. A lot of bevels. Okay. Nice. Oh wow, these as well. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I just wanted a small little bevel. Well, that's too big of a bevel. You know what? We could just remove bevel from here, because it's such a small bevel. We don't need it. It's just additional geometry. Okay. Oh, okay, it messed up the bevel in here as well, I see. Okay, come on. Yeah, just select everything manually. And N, and wait to 1. Well, it shouldn't be set to 1 actually. Okay, something like this, it's fine. And yeah, do we have more messed up bevels? We even have bevel on this one. You know what? I don't think that we need it. Just remove it from there. Okay. So now the last stage is going through each and every part after we apply the scale and seeing if, just double checking if segments are set to 1, and then deciding whether we need to use bevel at all. I kinda already started it, but there we go. So here, no bevel, fine. Here, bevel and 1 segment. Do we really need it? Yeah, in this case we do need it. Okay, good. Bevel 1, we do need it here. Bevel 1, that's fine. 1, and okay. So for these, I said that we don't need it at all. That's true, so just delete them. So you don't need bevels if they are very small on small parts, basically. That's when you don't need them at all. Here, this won't be really visible too much, so it's fine. No bevel here, no bevel. Here we need one segment, that's fine. 1 segment, 1 segment. one segment. Yep, good. That's good. One, 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 and one. Okay, that's good. Okay, now now you could go ahead and select one part, and then go ahead and add weighted normals to it. And let's see, usually it's kind of useful. Okay, right here, and so weighted normals, it has to go above, and just see which result is better. For this shape, actually, without it, it's even better. So usually, okay, so I see here a mistake. Okay, need to fix the bevel in here. Okay, and then the same thing in here. Just fix this bevel. Okay, good. Right, okay, so yeah, that's that. And with bevels, yeah, I just completely forgot what I was saying, but okay, let's continue. Okay, so for these, that's fine, everything is optimized in here. Right, so now let's see how much we optimized. So we basically optimized to 7,700 tries. That's really good. We also optimized for textile density. That's very good as well. And yeah, so that's that. Now we are 26 minutes into the video. I like to make them a little bit longer, so we are going to do the naming as well. Okay, so for naming, your first step is to go ahead and hide this, enable our fan high, select everything, press F3, that's by default, and type in convert. Actually, select one object first. Select one object, then press A, then F3. And my Blender crashed. Wow, come on. Come on. Blender just he just likes jokes. Every single time. Last session. No, it's not this one. Recover autosave, this one. Okay, there we go. It was before I fixed these things. There we go. Okay. Save just in case. Right. And now I'll just run HardOps as well. I mean, not HardOps, it's power save. What am I talking about? Okay. Right, so you just hide this, enable high poly, select one part, press A to select everything, F3, and now we type in convert object convert mesh, like this. And I believe there is one more, and it's just mesh to visual mesh to geometry, this one. This one seems a little bit more reliable actually, so just use this visual geometry to mesh. Boom. So this basically applies all the modifiers. That's what it does. Absolutely all the modifiers were applied. Why do we need this? It seems counterintuitive because we're trying to have as much control later as possible, but for this step we need it because all the bevels have to be kinda baked in, preserved at this point. It's because later they change, and well, you'll save a lot of headaches, that's what I can tell you, by doing this. Because the bevels, they like to just increase like we saw before and stuff, so just in case. And now we press A and then scale. I remember there was an even bigger reason why I decided to start doing that, but I don't really recall the reason, but it was critically important basically. Okay, so just apply everything in here as well, like we just did, and now select one part and just simply add triangulate modifier. Now we want to triangulate everything because, and we want to do it with modifier not like I showed you before by pressing Ctrl T, because modifier we can simply delete it and we're going to go back, and then we have an option to keep normals, so select this as well. We add Triangulate and we select keep normals, very important again. And when we import in the game engine, if we export mesh without triangulating it in Blender, the software, let's say we are importing this into Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is going to optimize this and just triangulate it by itself. Or let's even take a Substance Painter, because that's where we're going to paint it. If we import mesh without it being triangulated, the Substance Painter is going to triangulate himself, and he's going to do it in a wrong way and you're going to get a lot of artifacts and stuff. So do it in Blender and select keep normals. So you do this for one part, and then we enabled add-on like copy attributes menu or something like that, or just copy, I don't recall it, but you have this selected and press A, then press Ctrl C, and then go into, where is it? Copy attributes, so that's fine. Oh wow, actually it's not in here, wait a second. Copy modifiers, there should be a way to copy modifiers actually. Modifier tools, is it this one? Oh, it's this one, yeah, I'm just completely blind. Okay, copy selected modifiers, select triangulate and press OK. Boom. Now you see all the stuff has this triangulate with keep normals applied. Wait, actually, so do you need to enable this interface, or was I just being yeah, I just didn't see it. You don't even need this. Yeah, it's just this one. Copy selected modifiers. Yeah, it's copy attributes menu, like I said. Okay, so that's it. So everything is triangulated. Do the same thing for low poly. So just add this to one object, triangulate, and make sure that it's at the very end. That's critically important. It should be at the end of all the modifiers. Keep normals, A, Ctrl C, copy selected, and select triangulate, and OK. Boom. So now everything is triangulated. Right. So yeah, we're just playing a lot, but the baking process, it will never go smoothly. Pretty much never. You'll most of the time have to go back and fix something. So that's why we're doing so many things, because when you get those artifacts, it's tricky to figure out what's, well, you need a lot of experience in order to figure out what's wrong with stuff. Okay, so there we go. So we have this. Now make sure that the object count matches. Right now we have 19 meshes in here. You can see it here. You can also press A, select everything, and it says 19 objects right here. If we want, and then we need to go into fan high, make sure that you got the same amount of objects in here. That's critically important. In this case, we got 20 objects. It says that here we have 19 meshes and one of something. So Alt H, and it turns out that we have something in here. So just delete it. Now we have 19 meshes, and now here we have 19 meshes as well. Okay, now enable both of them. At this point, you can delete all the cutters. Right click, and then, so you can delete all the cutters after you applied everything in this. After you applied all the modifiers in fan high, that's when you can delete cutters. Like you remember visual geometry to mesh, when we click that button by pressing F3 and searching for it. So yeah, after that you can delete all the cutters. Don't simply select it and delete it, because it's going to just delete this back. Right click and delete hierarchy. Now it's a little bit cleaner. Just in case, drop a save. Right, and now so we have 19 objects to 19 objects. We go ahead and open both of them up like this. Just open them so you can see them. And then you basically do this. For some softwares you can skip this part, but I find that this is important step, because you're going to bake everything separately. You're going to have less artifacts, and it's just a little bit better. So yeah, so let's just select this, call it, I don't know, wire, or like guard, I don't know, I'll just call it wire, and then underscore, and then low. Okay, so we can actually make the first one not capital. Wire. Okay, it's like this, wire. Okay, so right now you name it, you come up with the name yourself. So let's say this is just like a wire. You just call the object, and then underscore low if it's in this folder, if it's in fan underscore low. Then you hide this, press H, you click on this thing, you go ahead and double click in here. Very useful thing is to just press dot on your number pad. It's going to just focus on it. So but now if we had something like this and we just had this selected, you just hover your mouse in here and you press the dot. It's going to just focus this. But in this case we have 19 parts, so we can just barely squeeze them on the screen. So now you make sure that the name matches fully. Wire, W-I-R-E, and then underscore, and in this case it's going to be a high because it's fan high. Okay, so right now we basically are saying for the software, okay, so this is wire, this is wire, this is high, this is low. So simply take the high and transfer and create a map for the low. Ignore all the other parts. We're just going to have our own thing in here. So that's best if you have Marmoset toolbag. I am going to bake everything in Marmoset toolbag. If you want, you can bake in Substance Painter. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. But the best bakes are in Marmoset toolbag. That's hands down. Okay, and now just continue and name all the parts. So something like this. Okay, so for the fans, you see, they aren't really touching each other, you see, so we won't get really like intersections. We won't get them because they aren't touching each other. So what you could do is just for now, I mean, it seems simple, but I'm going a little bit in depth right now. You don't really need to do this. If you want, you can just go ahead and select first one and just call it fan 1 low. I mean, in this case it's going to be high because it's under this folder. So fan 1 high, you find the same blade on the other in here, so just hide it, find it here, fan 1 low, and then just fan 2 high, fan 2 low, and so on and so forth. But what you could do is just simply hide for now the high, select these three, Control J to make them into one object, and just simply call it fan, and then just low. And now just simply hide this, enable this, join all these things together, and just call this fan underscore high. Boom. Now let's just open both of them. I mean, enable both of them. Let's just hide this wire. And now you see fan low, fan high. And now we can just simply hide them because it's already done. Okay, so pretty much I'll do a few more just to demonstrate you, and then I'll just speed it up, and it's just straightforward process, just naming. Just make sure that you click on the same spot. So click and just I don't know, let's just call emblem, and then just underscore low. You can even copy this actually, and then just hide this, and then just paste it in and just change it into high. High. Click once, and now I don't know, just some kind of I don't know, just call it simple, like, I don't know, tube, whatever this thing is, or just like plastic. I'll just call it tube underscore low, Control A, Control C, oops, then click somewhere in here, H, click on this one, paste it, and just change it to high. H, the same thing. Okay, so this piece, it changed, you see? It changed right now. This shouldn't really cause any problems because we only made them smaller, so it should be actually fine in this case. Even though they don't fully match, but it will be fine. Let's just call it, I don't know, like tube 1, and this is high. We picked up high this time. Copy it, click here, H, and this tube 1, and just low. Hide, and then this, we call it screw, and this one is low. Okay, the first one not capital. Control it, and just copy it, and screw high. Okay. You could have just went ahead and joined all the parts into one, and just in that case you would just name one, and you would just say like fan low, fan high, and that's it. But in that case you'll have artifacts on the sides, so it's better to do it this way. Okay, so now I'll just continue doing it, and yeah, so I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, so I'm done. I actually had to connected these things right here as well into one part right here, and just call them tubes high and then tubes low. Also, when I did that, in one case it was weird because I saw that the tubes were inside of another part. So if you get something like this, you see open wire low, and you see for some freaking reason it's in here, you see? So everything should be outside like this, but then you see that this is inside of this. It's because, and there will be a line like this, it's because it for some reason got parented to another part. So just select this, then press Alt P and clear parent, or you can even press clear parent, keep transform. Then it's going to push it out. You just close this, and now everything is in here. So you see right here, objects 12 right here, and then if you go at the top, you'll see objects 11. Okay, for some reason it doesn't match. Okay, let's just double check. So objects 15 right now, and objects 15. Okay, so it's because some were hidden. Yeah, so 15 objects right here, and then 15 objects right here, it says. So that's right, and they should be named correctly. If you want, you could double check each, just see wire low, wire high, fan low, fan high, this emblem high, emblem low, tube low, tube high. You see tube 1 and then tube 1 low. Yeah, so you could just go ahead and double check all of those. But yeah, okay, so right now we are ready for UV unwrapping. There is another part where we could go ahead and optimize everything a little bit more, and let's do it right now. So basically, when we UV unwrap something like this piece right here. Oh wait, we can't do that. Okay, never mind that. In this case, we don't really need it. But basically, there is a way if these two, let's say, were exactly the same as these two, then we could just simply overlap UVs. But that's another topic. In this case, let's not do it, because we realize that we can't really do it because of this piece. It's not the same. We would have to separate it and stuff. Let's just not bother. That's fine. So yeah, okay, so now UV unwrapping is in the next part. And yeah, so now we got this 7,693 tries. That's 7,000 faces, because we already triangulated it. That's why face count matches. Faces would be almost half of this, so I don't know, like 3,000, almost 3,000, like 500, something like that. 3,700 polygons. It's a little bit high poly, but it's very detailed mesh, so it's fine actually. That's why it's just fine. There is no need to optimize it even more, because these days computers, they're quite powerful as well, so it's fine. Now I just realized another thing. When this will rotate in here, this might be actually visible when it rotates. So just in case, I am actually going to close this part. Just select everything in F, because, and let's just dissolve these two as well. Because I realized that this part, it will be moving. Well, not from here, it will be rotating from another point, but you get the idea. We'll fix that later, all the rotation and stuff, but this might show up a little bit more than before. So yeah, because it will rotate in here, and then the fan blades themselves will rotate, and yeah, and that's it. I think, yeah, these two things will rotate. But yeah, okay, so there we go. I hope you got this far, and yeah, if you got questions, post them in comment section below. Make sure to subscribe, like if you like the video, if you want to help out the algorithm and other people so they could see this and learn. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. See ya, guys.